Hello and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. My name is Ranj, and today I will be doing the remaining picks of match day 4 of 10 in the Belarus Premier League. Today is Friday, April 10th, and these are the last two matches of match day 4. Tomorrow starts match day 5 for the league. So, this is happening actually in a couple hours at noon today. Or before I get into that, I'm sorry. On Wednesday, I had two games. I picked them both right. I got Slavia Mozir to. I had them to beat Bate Borisov, and they did 1-0. And I also had Dynamo Brest to beat Shakhtar Sologorsk, which they did 2-0. So that was great. Now let's get into today's games. I did want to mention that you can watch these games live. I don't know if you can see this, but you can watch these games streaming live. I did it. It's pretty cool. There's not much audio. The game I saw, there wasn't a commentator. But I imagine if there is, he's speaking Russian anyway, so unless you speak Russian, you probably don't know what he's talking about. But anyway, Belarus Football Federation, if you can see that, they stream the games live. And if you do happen to miss the game, but you want to see highlights, I found another channel for that. That's called Belarus Bank Premier League Goals. That has highlights. Look at. They're all in Russian. Isn't that awesome? But if you know the colors, and if you follow along, like that green and white team right there, that's Grodno. If it's not Grodno, it's Neman Grodno. But anyway, the highlights, you can figure it out. They'll have, you can figure it out. You can figure out who the teams are at the highlights. But if you want to see it live, go to the first one there, Belarus Football Federation. Okay, now let me just get to this so you guys can make your bets, because this game is happening in 2 hours. Well, less than 2 hours now. So I ran into a couple, a couple obstacles in my morning routine today. In homeschooling with kids, there was a little breakdown. But anyway, let's get going. Okay, we have Neman Grodno. They're ranked number 8 right now with a record of 1-1-1, and they're hosting Belshina. What's the last name? Bobruisk. Belshina Bobruisk is 0-0 and 3 losses on the season. Last year, Neman Grodno finished the 2019 off with a record of 10 wins, 6 draws, 14 losses, ranked number 10 out of 16. Belshina they just got promoted last year up to this tier. So last year they were in the second or reserve. I forgot what they're called. It's like Belshina 2, or I don't know. They're in like a reserve. They just got promoted, so they don't have a record for last year. Okay, the last game that Neman played, it was a draw against Shakhtar Sologorsk, 0-0. Okay, the last game that Belshina played was a loss to Grodno. They lost 0-1. So they lost at home to Grodno, their last game. Okay, key players to watch for. There's two that both, for Neman Grodno, there's 2 players with a tie for leading scorers. So I'll write one, but I'll mention both of them. They're both good too. We got Georgi Cantaria, okay? Georgi Cantaria, I'll write them both, why not? He is from Georgia, and he has a goal on the season. And coincidentally, this other guy, Gigam Kadamayan, he's an Armenian, and he's got 1 goal in the season. Now, coincidentally, both these guys each make 220K. Okay? But those are players to look out for. I urge you guys, watch this game, live sports. Why not? And you get to see the fans' reactions. It's pretty cool, man. I love it. Belshina. Now they obviously haven't won yet, but they do have a guy that's the only person that has scored for Belshina this season. His name is Leonid Koval. And Koval has 1 score on the season. He gets paid $50,000 a year. Isn't that crazy? It blows my mind the way what's the word I'm thinking of? There's a big difference in how the team salary, like a huge difference. Like some of these, like Belshina, their highest paid player is at 200,000, I think. You know, Neman, their highest paid player, these guys are at 220. Highest paid player, I think, is at 300,000. But then you got teams like Sologorsk, who have 5 millionaires on their squad. Crazy. But let's get back to this. I always go off topic with that because it just blows me away. As for other talent on the team, Neman Grodno has a national team player and 8 foreigners. Okay. And Belshina has 0 national team players. You know, they just did get promoted, so that's expected. But they employ 8 foreigners, so there is talent there. Koval, he's not a foreigner. He's Belarusian. The last head-to-head matches between these guys. It doesn't even really make a difference, really. But back in May of 2016, I mean, really, they had a draw 1-1. Then back in September of 2016, I don't know if this has any bearing at all. I'm just using it as a reference so I have some scores to go with for the over-under pick. The Neman won 1-0. Then the most recent matchup was back in July of 2018, where Belshina won 3-1. Okay, there's the last 3 head-to-head meetings for you. Winston, hey buddy, you have to move. I'm going to end up stepping on you. Thank you. So, my pick, Belshina, they haven't won yet. I like Neman Grodno. You know, I like their look, and I mean, really, that's all I can go by. And I like that their players are getting paid a little bit more than that of Belshina. Oh, by the way, Belshina, you know what Belshina is? It is they make tires. It's a tire manufacturing company. Learned that today, or last night in my research. I love learning new things about this Belarus league. Neman Grodno, that's a place, that's a city. Belshina Bobruisk. Bobruisk is the city. Belshina is the sponsor, like the tire company. Belshina Tires. I think I might have even heard of them. I don't know. I'm not an auto mechanic or anything, or a tire guy, or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to take Neman Grodno on this match. By the way, Ricketts. John from Ricketts picks. He's also taking Neman. I'll write his name. Right over here, Ricketts. Rickett is taking Neman also in this matchup on the money line. the money line's at minus 109. Belshina's at plus 335. That is so like tasty. The draw is at plus 227. However, you know, 0-0-3, and they're like there's no positive feedback from what I've seen, like just browsing you know, other predictions about this game. Belshina's not, they're disappointing. I don't know, maybe they'll turn around, maybe go ahead. Throw your money on Belshina at plus 335 would be a good payout. I'm taking the safer bet though, and I'm taking Neman Grodno on the money line at minus 109. I'll play that extra $9 juice on a $100 bet, which I don't make. It's a little, a unit is, I read, a unit is 2% of your bankroll. So if your bankroll is $1,000, 2% of that is $20. That would be how much you'd play on a unit. So a half a unit would be $10. Okay? So I am going to put a full, I'm not saying $1,000 is my bankroll. That bankroll goes up, so does a unit price. Bankroll goes down. If your bankroll is $100, then you're going to put a $2 bet as a unit. You get it? So you know, and do the math like that. If what's your bankroll? How much money do you have to spend? One unit is 2% of that. A half a unit is obviously 1% of, so half a unit is $1 on 100. But anyway, back to what I was getting at. As for the over-under, it's set at 2. The over is at minus 104. The under is at minus 116. Let's see what we got. That's a push. That's over. That's under, under, under. So displayed, but you got to remember, these are from 2016, which I hate stats like that, but that's the last head-to-heads. And then the last games they both played went under. So I would take that in more consideration than this crap here, than the last head-to-head games. Their last games both went under, so I'm going to take the under 2 on this also. But I'm taking Neman Grodno to win. I think they'll probably win by 1-0. Ideally, right? Okay. Anyway, they'll be separate bets anyway, so if Neman Grodno wins, I'll win. Okay, moving on. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7 o'clock. You have this with your morning coffee. 7 o'clock, this game will also be aired on those sites. I mean, on those streaming YouTube channels that I mentioned earlier. Let's get to it. Okay, so we got Slutsk. Now, they are 2 wins, 0 draws, 1 loss on the season. Last year, they went 9-7-14, finished number 11 out of 16 teams. They're hosting Vitebsk. Vitebski's 2-0-1 also this year on the season. Last year they were 8-7-15, finished number 13. They are the underdog on here, probably because Slutsk is playing at home, but plus 237. Slutsk has still got a plus number, which is great, plus 118. Okay, the draw is at plus 230. The total set at 2, and these odds are right before I started airing this, before I started making this video. So these odds are as fresh as you're going to get from me. Pretty much live odds. Over is at minus 124. The under is at plus 104. Let's see how this goes. Okay, the last match for Slutsk was a win versus ILOC. 2-3. Okay, and the last for Vitebsk was a win versus Smolvici. And what score that? That was 0-1. Okay, and now players to look for they do have a guy on the league leading scorers list. His name is Artem Serdyuk. Artem Serdyuk is he's got 2 goals on the season. He makes $330,000 a season. I kind of like how Transfer Market puts they don't do it for Nicaraguan though, but they put all these guys' salaries, how much they make. Isn't that crazy? But that's how I know about the whole Solid Horse, paying their team double or triple what every other team is getting. But yeah, and oddly enough, the Transfer Market, when they do Nicaraguan teams though, they'll put some of the salaries for like foreign players that they bring in from Brazil or Argentina or Colombia, but they don't have any of the salaries for any of the Nicaraguan players, which is weird. Belarus League though, everybody's salary is displayed. You can see what anybody's making. So I'm gonna start throwing that up. I think that's a big judge of their performance. I think if you score a good salary, you're a good player. But anyway, moving on. The player to look out for. Okay, now this guy, over for Vitebsk, they only got one guy that's on their leading scorer. They got it like a tie, but I just picked one of them. His name is Evgeny Klopotsky. I'm just gonna put E. Evgeny Klopotsky. He's got a goal for the season. He makes $275K. Okay, so those are the players to look out for tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. Why not? Live action, you wake up to it. Give you a reason to get up early. Early risers. Okay. Slutsk has 0 national team players, but they have 10 foreign. Serdyuk is considered foreign. He's Russian, so now Russians considered a different, like Georgia's different. Maybe he's Georgian. No, that's this guy, Georgie Canteria. He's Georgian. This guy, Serdyuk, he's Russian. Okay, so he's considered one of those foreign. And over here, Vitebsk, they have 1 national team player and 8 foreign. So when it comes to overall like team talent from that angle, it's pretty even. 10 outstanding players to 9 outstanding. That's how I look at it, Like over here, same thing. We got 9 outstanding to 8 outstanding. That's when I say outstanding, is like I've mentioned this in other videos. National team, you have to be outstanding to make the national team. And foreign, you have to be outstanding to be a foreign player because they're paying you extra to play outside of your home country. Okay? The last head-to-head matches now, they at least they're more recent than the other matches. We got October in 2018. That's not so recent. There was a 0-2 victory for Vitebsk. Then they played April of 2019. They had a 2-2 draw. And then most recently they played in August 31st, and Slutsk beat them 3-0. Now let's take a look at this game, because I still haven't picked a winner. And Ricketts, he didn't pick anything like free. He might have he did on Patreon, his Patreon site, which I do subscribe to, but I'm not gonna. That's a paid pick. I'm not gonna discuss that one. For the other Slutsk 2, Vitebsk 2, the reserve teams, the other tier, the lower tier, He said go over. I'll give you, that's a free pick there. Go over on that for the, not the Premier League, the Under League, which I think that might be happening today. That game. I don't bother with the under 21 leagues or reserve leagues. Not when it comes to this. I go just Premier League. But I'm gonna take the Slutsk. They're at home. You got the better record from last year. Still at a plus number. It's a safer bet. So I'm taking Slutsk to win at home against Vitebsk on the money line at plus 118. As for the total, is at 2. That went over. That's under. That's over. Over. Wow, that was a big over. That just happened recently too, and that's under. So, the under's at a plus 104, but I don't think it's gonna go under. I think that's gonna, from the looks of this last game against ILOC, 2-3, I'm taking the over 2. Yeah, I'm taking the over. Like I said, my site for some reason won't let me parlay the over-unders with with the side and total. They won't let me parlay that crap together. I got to separate bet all of it, but I'll do a half unit play on the minus 124. I'll play that juice. And I'll do a full unit on Slutsk winning money line. Recapping, I'm going to do a money line on Neman, full unit. Half unit on the under, 2. Then over here, I'm going to do a full unit play on Slutsk at plus 118. And I'm going to take the over at minus 124. And there you have it. Ooh. So, gather your information, place your bets, and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Be sure to, if you haven't, hit that subscribe, hit the thumbs up. I love those thumbs up. It keeps me motivated, keeps me going, keeps me waking up and doing these shows. I have, like I said, this is today, very soon at noon, so I have to stop this. This is tomorrow morning at 7. Okay, and then I'm going to do another show tonight because there's more games tomorrow. And for this weekend, I have planned, well, not yet, we're in the process. I'm going to do a collaboration with John from Ricketts Picks. And we're going to discuss, I think we're going to discuss one of the Sunday Belarus League games. I told him to take a look at all 3 of them, pick one. Or I gave him the option, maybe I'll just have them split screen and we'll do... he can come when I do the breakdown of all 3 Sunday games. It doesn't matter. But anyway, the action's there's gonna be more videos, so make sure you hit that bell. So as soon as I put them out there, you can watch them. Isn't that great? Okay, thanks for watching. Good luck on your bets, and make sure you check these games out live. It's a rush, man. It's great. And I like the Eric Arnold said before during college basketball, it's one of those obscure games, like something like, I want to say it was Hawaii versus Irving, or I don't know, some West Coast 1 o'clock in the morning game, and he said, I think it was that, I don't know, but he said something like, you know what, you can make just as much money betting on Hawaii as you can the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's true. I love that saying, because you want to make a game interesting, throw money on it. You can make just as much money on Slutsk as you can the Kansas City Chiefs or the New York Yankees. You can make just as much money on these guys as you can baseball, football, anything like that. That's what's so, and you want to make it exciting. Oh, you throw more than a unit, throw $100 on Slutsk. Oh, that game, you're gonna want to watch it. You know what I'm saying? That's just, I'm not saying go ahead and do that. I'm just saying the opportunity to make these games really exciting is there for you. So good luck on the bets. Thanks for watching. Make sure you come out, do all the crap I just said, and I will see you next episode. Oh, by the way, this is the Pythagorean theorem that my 5-year-old daughter decided to write up there. I think she copied it, but it's funny. It's supposed to be a squared plus b squared plus c squared equals c squared. But she wrote, because she's a little bit, got a little dyslexia, so she wrote a to the s power plus b squared equals c to the s power. But still, that's adorable. Here, that's good is happiness, heartbreak, that's bad, sad faces. I don't know. I could. Thanks for watching. See you next episode.